Hey everyone, in this video we're looking at GCSE English Literature. We're focusing on the text A Christmas Carol and we're looking at everything you need to know just in one video. So the context of the novella is that it was published in 1843 during a time of extreme poverty in Victorian England. Here, many poor people were sent to harsh workhouses and the wealthy people often believed poverty was caused by laziness, and Charles Dickens strongly disagreed. He wrote this novella as a social criticism, encouraging the upper classes to take responsibility for the vulnerable, and he wanted social reform. The plot overview is that the story is divided into 5 staves, linking it to the idea of a Christmas carol with a moral message. Marley's ghost warns Scrooge that his greedy life has consequences, and the 3 spirits then guide him through his past, present, and possible future, forcing him to confront his choices. By the end, he transforms completely. Let's have a look at stave 1. So the plot overview. Here, Dickens presents Scrooge as cold and emotionally closed off. The simile in stave 1, which is solitary as an oyster, suggests he is shut away from society, but also hints that he may contain hidden value. Marley symbolises the consequences of greed and acts as a warning that it is not too late to change. Staves 2 and 3 show that the ghost of Christmas past shows Scrooge's lonely childhood, helping us to understand his emotional isolation. When Belle leaves him because he values money over love, we see the turning point in his character. The ghost of Christmas present contrasts this with the warmth of the Cratchits, and Tiny Tim here symbolises innocence, whilst ignorance and want represent society's neglect of the poor. Staves 4 and 5. So, in stave 4, Scrooge sees that his death brings no grief, showing the ultimate consequence of isolation, and fear finally breaks him. In stave 5, he transforms completely, becoming generous and joyful. His redemption reinforces Dickens's belief that change is always possible. So the key characters. Each character in this novella represents an idea. So Scrooge symbolises the selfish wealthy, but proves redemption is possible. The Cratchits show moral strength despite financial hardship. Tiny Tim represents vulnerability. Marley warns of consequences, and the ghosts guide moral reflection. Key themes. So there's many key themes presented in this novella. The central theme is social responsibility, and Dickens argues that the wealthy must care for the poor. Redemption drives the structure of the novella. Family represents warmth and belonging, whilst isolation leads to misery. Time and memory are used to encourage reflection and growth. Let's have a look at the structure and form. So Dickens structures a novella like A Christmas Carol, reinforcing its moral lesson. The movement from cold isolation to warmth and generosity creates a satisfying cyclical structure, and the supernatural elements make the message dramatic and memorable. Here are some of the key quotes which can be adapted to almost any exam question for this text, linking to various themes such as greed, social responsibility, redemption, etc. And we're going to explore these themes, the quotes and the characters and more in coming videos. So we have a few here for your revision. We have solitary as an oyster, are there no prisons, decrease the surplus population, mankind was my business, as good a friend. So, in the exam, you'll be given an extract and asked to explore how Dickens presents a character or theme. You must analyse specific words and explain their effects. You must always link your ideas to the rest of the novella and embed context where relevant. And most importantly, make sure you're tracking Scrooge's transformation through the novella. The core message of the novella is that ultimately Dickens argues that money and status are meaningless without compassion. He challenges selfish attitudes and promotes generosity as a moral duty. He proposes the idea that society must care for the vulnerable, change is always possible, and kindness builds community. And the novella suggests that individuals have the power to transform themselves and improve society.